All right, so we're in week one of the best year of my career. About to head to a networking lunch. It's a monthly drummer's lunch. Always happen at a time where I'm doing other things. I love to work out around noon, and that's when this lunch is at. My inclination is to work out and feel good and get out of the way. Keeping my goals and perspective in mind, I'm going to do this because I can work out later. This networking event happens right now. Building my network to expand my options in my career is a priority right now, so that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm really glad I went to that lunch. I ended up working out later, then going out to hear other musicians play afterwards. And I really thought about what I got from that lunch. There was no connection to the next big gig, and that's not my intention. My intention is to build real, lasting relationships. That takes time. One really positive takeaway was I had multiple drummers. They told me that, hey man, your videos are really good. I like the way you talk. I like the information you're sharing. And that made me really happy because, oh, other drummers think that this is valid and helpful and this is helping other people, and that's what I want to do. Hearing things are working gives me more motivation to keep going. It also reminds me to encourage other people because sometimes we are our own harshest critics. And sometimes we don't see the great things we're doing because we're too wrapped up in our own selves. So, really glad I went. This is my new morning routine. The first 30 minutes, my goal is not to look at my phone, period. I just want to get up, go for a walk, get some fresh air, get some movement in. I want to spend that first 30 minutes of the day getting my thoughts in order so I have a clear direction for what I need to do that day. So after I walk, I'll make some breakfast, make some coffee, and then I'll get out my iPad. I'll look at goals I've written down for the year. I also have a notepad where I jot down all my to-dos and my random thoughts. This seems like a great idea in theory, but in practice for somebody like me, it's really hard. I'm looking at all my things, I'm like, okay, I have some great ideas here. I need to start maybe getting a formula for my YouTube videos. There's some YouTube ideas I need to do. And then I write down a list of the videos I want to shoot. There's about 5 or 6 of them, and I'm like, well, I only want to do these once a week, so maybe I'll take one day and shoot a ton of them and just have them pump out for the next couple months. Before I know it, I have all these grandiose ideas and I have to reframe that, rethink it, and sometimes I get overwhelmed and I just want to walk away and be like, oh, just too much. I feel like I'm running a marathon right now and I'm just at the starting line. What has crippled me very much in the past is I think of all the different ways to approach the race, all the different ways I'm going to get there, all my strategies. Before I know it, my inaction and my thinking has fatigued me so much that I don't even want to start the race. I think a lot of us are afraid to take a misstep, so we don't take a step at all. But I really think the most costly misstep for a lot of us is not taking that first step, just thinking too much. It's been a pretty rough week. We're in slow season here in Nashville, and I was gonna practice and do some other work tonight, but someone asked me if I wanted to go out to see some other local musicians with them, and I really don't feel like doing it, but I'm like, why not? Building my network is one of my goals to maybe start exploring breaking off into other branches in Nashville. So that's what I'm doing right now. I don't want to, but I'm gonna do it anyways. It's Sunday night, technically Monday morning after a gig, and I'm here at the ATM depositing my money from the gig, and I just wanted to give a quick recap of the week. Things that weren't good. I didn't really get to practice that much this week. I didn't get to write any music. I didn't get to fall into a new routine. Money-wise, I think I made maybe $400. Really slow week, not a great week. I need to focus on making more money and finding more time to practice and write material. But let's talk about what worked this week. I journaled every day. Not as much as I would like to, but I started a new really good habit. With the marketing as well. Uploaded something pretty much every day on social media. Also, really pushed myself to get out there and talk to people, to build my network. Did that reap any immediate results? No, but I knew that wasn't going to reap any results. It's really just planting seeds. Just getting into the habit and the pattern of doing that, super important. And even doing this right now, part of me is just cringing because I'm not gonna be able to edit this and chop it up. And you know what? I might only spend about a half hour, an hour max on this for tonight. And I'm just gonna pump this out. And it's not gonna be edited and clean. But sometimes it's better to do this in a half hour to an hour instead of spending 3 or 4 hours chopping something up, finding a thumbnail, finding the right music, because there's only so many hours in a day. And my focus is to be a musician, not to be a content creator. The next week's coming priority, maintain my positive gains, and then also try to get better at spending more time on music and finding a lot more money, because it's going to get pretty scary here quickly. Thank you for watching. I guess week 1 of the best year of my career. I hope week 2 makes it even better. One last thing I wanted to include is sometimes some things may not be perfect, but you say, you know what, I'm going to create this and then move on. Could I spend 2 or 3 more hours to make it 5% better? Yeah. Is that worth it? Probably not. This is really just a practice in me doing something, not having it perfect, and then just moving on. I think learning how to do this, even if it's just creating content, that's gonna really help me, and also doing things musically. Creating things musically, working on recordings, it's all a practice. And I think this first week's video is an example of that. So I don't know if I'm gonna be editing this or not, or if I'm just gonna splice it, I don't know. But thanks for watching, follow, subscribe. Probably already said that like 5 times. I'm probably already just stumbling over my words because it's 12:30, but thank you so much. And if you watch the live stream tonight, thank you so much for coming along for the gig. And I'll see everyone soon.